Not touch it. It's in.
That's it.
Maybe we should start recording a little bit later. This forum doesn't have to wait for like 3 hours. Okay, okay. Huh?
It's not what I used to, I recorded way too much last time.
That's even a more of an excuse of why. Maybe cut it down a little bit. Oh God, I hope nobody sits in this chair. I'm gonna move this chair slightly away from it.
I'm just gonna jump this here.
Okay, cool.
Make sure the charge stays in there. Yeah, it's so loose.
Hey, you can just stay here. I'm pretty sure that one's fine. Yeah, it's on a monster pod. Plus, he's gonna be sitting in the best. Anybody sit?
You guys are sitting?
Do we not want to what?
Do you want to sit there?
Not really.
Oh, yeah, let's sit.
Yeah. Be good.
Your problem is that these chairs have feet.
I think I like my seating.
Alright, absolutely.
I don't trust them.
Okay. Inclinados para.
Mr. Roy.
Inclinados para que escuela van que por favor me.
No, you know Spanish.
I'm supposed with you guys. The agenda says it's in Spanish. I was like, I'm gonna talk to them in Spanish. See what happens. I love your Spanish. That was great. She guys perfect for it. All right. So how are you guys? You guys just had lunch. So please do not fall asleep on me. If you do, I will take out the so I guess we can just go ahead and get started. Alright. So welcome everybody. My name is Brenda. I am here with College in Colorado. How many of you guys are familiar or have heard about College in Colorado? Awesome. That's good. Alright, so for those of you who have not, please check us out and I'll talk a little bit about us. Oh, totally forgot.
TJ, shut up. Can you like Spanish?
Yeah, you can do it. Anything. It's okay. This is my colleague Brianna. She will be translating everything in Spanish for you guys. If you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to ask right then and then. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys figure all this out. How many seniors do I have here today? All right, congratulations. You guys are literally about to graduate from the ones. Juniors? All right, juniors. Juniors are taking over in this session. Sophomores? And I'm assuming there's no sophomores and freshmen. Oh, wait,
The only
you do?
sophomore? I'll raise my hand.
All right, who's a sophomore? Okay, who's a freshman? All right, I love freshmen and sophomores. Juniors and seniors, you guys better have your stuff together as I'm going around. Let's talk about this. Okay. So I'm glad the sophomores and freshmen are here because this is really important for you guys, especially if you guys are listening to this early on before you guys become juniors and seniors. So let's just go ahead and start. We're going to be talking about financial aid. I do have some handouts out here, unfortunately. I am running low, so if you guys really, really want one, please come and help yourselves, okay? All right, so this is what the College in Colorado website looks like. Everything I touch on today, you guys will be able to find under the Financial Aid Planning tab. I will briefly talk about scholarships, and you guys, we do have a whole scholarship search engine, and you guys, there's a shortcut right here on our homepage. Okay, you guys are able to get to the scholarships through the Financial Aid tab. But just know that we're just a free website, keyword free website, or word free. to help you guys figure out information about careers, what colleges offer those careers, comparing costs, so how much will that program or that college will cost. It's just a really, really great resource. Even if you're like working and you want to build a resume, you guys will find information on that as well. And this website's open for everybody. Anybody can use it. Okay? So what are you guys thinking when someone says, hey, what are you going to do after high school? What options come into mind when it comes to college?
University.
University. What else? Community. Okay, that's pretty good. Usually I'll ask this question when all students are like, oh, 4-year college. And that is a great option, but just know that there's more options out there. You guys are able to go to 2-year community colleges, private and public 4-year institutions, as well as vocational schools, okay? How many of you guys know what kind of route you're going to take for the seniors in here who are graduating? Where are you going? What are you going to do?
I'm going to go to, my plan is to go to New Mexico State University for engineering.
Nice. All right. So the reason why I wanted to ask this is because sometimes students will start out at a 2-year institution and then transfer over to a 4-year institution, okay? And it's actually, a lot of people take that route. That's fine, it's normal. If you guys decide to do this, make sure that you guys are communicating with that 4-year institution, okay? You guys don't want to be taking a whole bunch of classes at the community college and then not have them transfer over, okay? So constant communication. Usually the 4-year institutions know which classes and which classes will not transfer, okay? Comparing cost of programs. Understand that usually if you're doing sciences, your programs will be a little more expensive, okay? So programs do cost a little bit different. Do you guys know the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition?
Out-of-state is more expensive.
Yes, out-of-state is more expensive. If you guys are thinking about going to an out-of-state school, know that your tuition will be double to triple the amount than in-state tuition, okay? Check with that college's residency rules. Sometimes if you are moving out of state and you're going to be living there for a couple years, you may do something or be able to qualify for in-state tuition, okay? But you have to check with that individual college, okay? There's a really cool program called the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, and basically what it is the state of Colorado has a contract with other states throughout the nation, and you guys can go to a college for a reduced rate. Okay, you don't get in-state or out-of-state tuition, but it's like in the middle, okay? It's a very, very, very specific program. So let's say you guys want to go to Hawaii, and you want to study business, and Hawaii is taking in business students. That's awesome. But let's say you change your mind, and you want to do marine biology, and marine biology isn't part of this program, then there's some issues that can arise with that, okay? Because it's very, very specific to what you guys are studying. Cost of attendance. So when someone says cost of attendance, they're talking about a budget, okay? Every college, every university creates a budget that they believe students need to attend that college, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be paying all this. It just means, hey, if you want to come to our school, it's going to cost you about this much money for the whole year, okay? The cost of attendance is made up of two things, variable cost and fixed cost. Fixed costs are things that you guys have no control over. You're going to have to pay no matter what, okay? Variable cost, you guys have control over. You guys can see that room and board is under both of these, and that's because if you're living on campus, it's going to become a fixed cost. If you're living off campus or you're living with your parents or your own apartment, it's going to turn into your own cost, okay? So you guys have control over how much you guys will be paying for that. This is just a breakdown, an example of how much you could be paying in a year for a college, okay? So we'll go ahead and just look at this middle one, just because on average, a lot of people think 4 years, so we'll just talk about that. Unless you guys want to touch about another one, but it applies to all of them. Fixed costs, like I mentioned, things you guys have to pay no matter what, you guys have control over. This is what a total would look like for a 4-year public institution for 1 year, okay? So that's between $18,000 to $27,000 1 year, okay? If you guys are worried about cost and paying for college, the number that should really freak you out is this up here, okay? Because this is what you guys are going to be paying up front right away, okay? This fixed cost. This is your tuition. You guys have to pay that no matter what. And this is your room and board. So depending on where your living situation is, this will definitely fluctuate. Okay. Books, I learned really, really early on to buy used books and borrow books and just not buy new books. Okay. And the reason why I always tell students buy used books is because sometimes, for example, what happened to me was I bought a $200 biology book that I never opened. Okay, that's $200. $200 is a lot. Okay, so, and that's why, you know, used books, you can buy them, you can rent them, borrow them. There's just a lot of things you guys can do to cut costs when it comes to books. Personal costs, this is like the detergent you guys are going to be using to wash your clothes. What, the ramen you'll be eating. You guys eat a lot of that stuff. Could not eat that no more. Toothpaste, you know, just personal things you guys need every day. Transportation, you know, I don't know if you guys are driving, what your plan is when you guys get to college, but sometimes colleges offer transportation, so they can offer a bus pass, okay? If the colleges offer some kind of transportation, take advantage of this. You guys are paying for this transportation, so use it, save some money. Medical, at this point, a lot of the colleges are requiring some kind of medical insurance. If your parents have you on their medical insurance and will continue to have you there while you're in college, make sure you guys opt out of whatever the college is offering you. If that's not the case, just make sure you guys ask the college about it. Because sometimes they'll mention it, sometimes they won't mention it. So just double check about the medical insurance. You guys don't want to be paying for something you guys don't have to. Okay? Do you guys have any questions about this? No? Alright. College Opportunity Fund. How many of you guys have heard about this? Okay, you guys all have homework. This you guys will do tonight. I'm not even kidding. You guys will do this tonight. The College Opportunity Fund is literally a state stipend from the state of Colorado. It's literally free money that the state is giving you. Okay? There's only 2 requirements. Have all of you guys lived in Colorado for at least a year? Yes. If you have not, you probably just need to make up some more time. And if you are planning to study in the state of Colorado, there's only 2 requirements, and you guys get this money. Okay, so all of you guys are eligible for this. So you guys will be getting $72 for every credit you take at a public college. You will be receiving $38 for every credit you take in a private institution, but you have to be Pell eligible. Okay, and I'll talk a little bit about what Pell is in a little bit. So, do you guys know the difference between an undergraduate and a graduate student? What's the difference? I saw you nodding over there.
Yeah, undergrad is you've only gotten through 4 years, and then graduates after you've done everything.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Undergraduate is a student who is getting their first degree for the first time, and a graduate student is someone who already has a degree and is going back to school to get another degree. Okay, so all of you guys will be undergraduate students. And the reason I like to explain this is because these funds are only good for your undergraduate year. Okay? The limit is 145. It's really hard to get up to 145. I was in college for 5 years and I never used it up, so I think you guys will be okay. So when you guys go to college, I recommend you guys take 4 classes your first semester. 4 classes is like 8 high school classes. Okay? If you guys do the 4 and you guys feel you can handle more the next semester, take more. If you're like, oh my god, 4 classes is a lot, I need to take 1 less, then do so. But start off with 4. So if you're taking 4 your first semester, you take 4 the next semester, you're going to get about $1,800 from the College Opportunity Fund. Okay, for that year. That's $1,800 you guys are not paying. Okay, so I didn't see you guys writing this, but I really hope you guys write this down. It's a hint. You guys write this down. Write down the website. If anything, Google the College Opportunity Fund. Just go ahead and write College Opportunity Fund on Google. And just make sure you go to the website that ends with assist.org. And it'll take you straight to it. This application is super, super easy. Okay? If you guys did this already, and you may have forgotten because sometimes you guys fill it out in middle school, and you guys try to create an account, and it doesn't let you create an account, it's because you already have an account created. And you guys are good. Alright? You guys have any questions about this? No? Go ahead.
So is that good for all 4 years?
Yep. It's good up to 145 credits in your undergraduate.
You said you had to live at least 1 year in Colorado State?
So to be a resident, yeah, usually the requirement is 1 year.
What if you're military, like if you're military dependent? and you decided to stay?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Think it is.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to talk to your school, but basically they're a lot more lenient with military families. So depending on the school, it'll be a little more flexible, but typically if you, like, you can prove that your family is stationed here, that's enough for residence.
That's it.
All right, any other questions about the College Opportunity Fund? If anything, this is the only homework I have for you guys. And I will be asking you guys about it later. So what is this? The College Opportunity Fund. All right? So when someone says, hey, have you done your financial aid? They're talking about 4 things. Financial aid is made up of 4 things. It's made up of scholarships, grants, work study, and loans, federal loans. The reason why work study doesn't show up in this list right here is because scholarships, because scholarships is all on an individual basis. Every scholarship has their own application, their own requirements, their own everything, okay? So, but scholarships is a type of aid, okay? Grants, do you guys have to pay grants back?
No.
Work study? Loans?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you guys said yes. I've had someone say no to me and it freaks me out. Grants, you guys don't pay back. Work study, do you guys know what work study is? No?
Well, isn't that like when you get like hands-on teaching and stuff like that, or you know, you have a job while you're working and you don't get paid for it?
You're working on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what it is. So when you guys apply, so let me go back a little bit. These 3 types of financial aid, there's one application you guys fill out for this, okay? That application is called the free application for federal student aid, okay? There's a question on there that says, do you want work study? Always, always, always say yes to that question. Always, okay? You won't know if you're gonna get those funds until you get into college. They'll let you know if you get them or not. But this is where you apply for it. So work study is awesome. If you guys get it, take advantage of it. A lot of kids want work study. Colleges tend to have like a year-long wait list for this, okay? Work study, you find a job on campus and you work on campus. It's like the most ideal job you can have as a college student. The reason why it's ideal is because the employers know you're a student, so they're gonna work around your class schedule, okay? Instead of you having to work around a work schedule. Any job you get that does that works around your class schedule, you guys are good. I was a working college student. This was the best thing ever. I actually worked 3 jobs when I first started. I ended up having to quit 2 because I just couldn't do it no more. But work study, like, saved me, okay? The way work study works is literally you guys look for a job, apply for a job, you have interviews, you have to have a resume. It's like a regular job. The only difference is that the money's coming from the school, okay? And you guys don't have to pay this money back. Another thing, another perk with work study is sometimes, depending on where you work, and if you get your work done, you guys can do your homework. And you get paid while you're doing your homework for that time. Okay, so it's nice. It's an incentive to do your homework, I guess. Loans, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but you do have to pay those back. There is this thing called standard academic progress. Every college has this. It's basically the requirements you guys have to meet academically to continue to receive this aid, okay? One of those things is GPA. On average, the GPA is 2.0. If you guys fall below that, they will put you on probation. Okay, so that means that they're gonna give you a semester or a year to bring back your grades, okay? If you do not achieve that, then you get your financial aid suspended. Okay, so that means you lose all of this, okay? If that happens, you guys are able to appeal for it. What that means is like, you're like, okay, come on guys, give me my money back. This is why my grades went down. And you guys have to show proof. And if you guys show proof and the financial aid office thinks it's sufficient, you may get your financial aid back. Okay, but you guys don't want that to happen, okay? So I always tell students, yeah, you have fun in college, you party or whatever, but life happens to you, okay? If life happens, understand that if something's going on and you're taking 4 classes, take less, okay? You don't want to fall in a situation where you fall under this and get probation, okay? So if anything happens, contact your financial aid office. Students, for the most part, all of you guys will be offered loans, no matter what. You guys are going to probably get it, unless you got, for whatever reason, terrible credit, okay? Which for the most part, you guys don't. It does not require any kind of signature for the parent, from the parent for you guys to receive these funds. You guys are just gonna be eligible for it. There are limits. So when you guys start off as incoming freshmen, you guys are at $5,500. That's what you guys will be offered max amount right now. Every year, you're gonna get $1,000 more, okay? If you guys need to take out loans, think of it, it's an investment. If you have to take it out, take it out. But if you do, it's recommended that you guys start off with federal loans versus private loans. So private loans like from a bank. And the reason being is that repayment is much more flexible. So when you guys hear on the news about students being thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, it's usually from those private loans, not the federal ones. Okay? So federal ones are your first option. Students, you guys are usually offered two types of loans, subsidized and unsubsidized. The difference between these loans is that with the subsidized loan, the government is paying the interest while you're in college. Okay? So if you have to take out a loan, start with the subsidized. If you guys need additional funds, your parents are able to apply for a federal loan as well. Parents do have to go through a credit check. If they do not pass this credit check, they will not receive the funds. Okay? And they're only offered up to cost of attendance. So remember earlier how we were talking about cost of attendance, how it's like a budget that the colleges make. Let's say you're $1,000 short on that. Okay? The federal government will only lend you up to that $1,000 that's remaining. Okay? They're not going to offer any more, just to whatever's left. If for whatever reason your parent does not qualify for this, you want to talk to your financial office and see if by any chance your loan can be increased a little bit, okay, or see what other options are out there. Any questions so far? All right. So why do you guys have to fill out a FAFSA?
A what?
FAFSA. Oh man, are you guys not paying attention? No, I said FAFSA. Yep, so they do look at that. They look at your income, your financial, your home income. But the reason why you want to fill this out is because a lot of colleges want this number right here, your expected family contribution, okay? This is one of the main reasons why colleges want this. And the reason why colleges want this is because that expected family contribution is what the federal government is saying your family can contribute to help cover costs in college, okay? So colleges use this number and they subtract that from the cost of attendance, and they come up with how much financial aid you need to attend that college. So let's say your tuition is $10,000, your EFC is 0, and 0 is not a bad thing, you guys. If you guys get an EFC of 0, it's actually more benefit to you because that means you guys need that money and you'll be able to qualify for full Pell Grant, okay? So you get your tuition's $10,000, your cost of attendance is $10,000, your EFC is $1,000. That means that for you to attend that college, you need $9,000 more, okay? That's the only reason why you want it, okay? They just want to know how much more money you need. Disbursements are awesome. So when you guys get scholarships, do you guys know what happens to scholarships when you guys win one? How many of you guys have received a scholarship? Awesome, congratulations. So what usually happens when you guys apply for a scholarship is the organizations will hold on to the money. And then you're like, hey, I'm going to this college, and then they send the money over to that college. You guys don't really ever get to see this money, okay? The only time you guys ever see this money is if you guys get refund checks, okay? So if your tuition is this much, the college is going to use your scholarship money first, your grant money first, and then they use your loan money, okay? So if there's money left over, you guys will receive a refund check, okay? If you guys are taking out loans, that refund check is going to be loan money, so be very careful onto how you spend that money. That money is meant to be used for any of the stuff that we listed earlier, your personal stuff, your books, your transportation. That's what that money is meant to be used for. If you guys are covering your tuition with scholarships and you guys get a refund check, you guys don't have to worry about paying that money back, but you do have to be careful on how you spend it, okay? Spend it wisely. Spend it towards school, okay? Do not bypass no TVs. Any questions about what an EFC is? Or expected family contribution? It's one of the numbers you guys want to look up when you guys when you guys get your FAFSA done. So the first word of this application is free. So you guys should never, ever have to pay for this application, okay? There is a .com, there is a .org out there. They do charge like $100. So if you guys start filling it out and they start charging you guys at the end when you guys are going to submit, just close that page and just make sure you guys go to the .gov website. Okay? So this is the website right here. So all of the seniors, you guys should be thinking about this because you guys should be filling this out pretty soon, like in a matter of weeks.
Okay, so I heard that the sooner you fill out FAFSA, the more money you get. Is that true?
It's true when it comes to work study and state funds. Okay, it's one of those first come first serve. The colleges have only so much money of work study and state money that if you get your FAFSA funds early, there's higher, and you're eligible for these funds, there's going to be a higher chance of you receiving these funds. If you wait till like, hey, I'm going to start like tomorrow, and they've already awarded all these funds, you're probably not going to get them if they've already ran out.
So what if you're going out of state?
So if it doesn't matter, just get it in as soon as you can. Okay. You guys do have to fill out this application every single year you are in college. Okay. So just when January comes around, it becomes available every January 1st. You have to start thinking, oh man, I have to do my FAFSA. Okay. This year, you guys will need your parents and your 2014 financial information. Okay. The easiest way to fill out this application is to literally have your tax papers right in front of you, okay, your tax returns. It's January, nobody has their taxes done. You guys are able to use previous years. If you do so, just know that you have to go back in and make corrections, and it will change whatever is on your confirmation page. So on your confirmation page, when you guys fill out your FAFSA, you guys are going to see that expected family contribution number. You're going to see if you're Pell eligible or not. Okay, so that's a grant you guys are applying for, and you're going to see if you're receiving the loans. Okay, you're going to see all those three things right then and there. So just make sure that if you're using last year's and there's a lot of difference of income compared to 2014, those numbers will change. Okay, anytime you guys make a change to it, those numbers could change. Priority dates. Every college has a deadline as to when they want this FAFSA. In Colorado, it tends to be March 1st and February 15th. Okay, so check with your colleges and see when they want this application in. Alright? So this is just what the FAFSA page looks like. I show this because I want you guys to remember what this looks like in case you guys go to the wrong page. All of you guys will be starting a new FAFSA. If you guys have to go in and make corrections, don't go here. Make sure you guys just log in, and you only go in and correct whatever changes you guys need to make. Okay? You guys all will have to create a PIN number. So a PIN number is your personal identification number, and this is the way you sign your application. Okay? For students whose parents do not have a social, you just use zeros and you print out a signature page. Okay? But you can still sign and submit your application. This is a list of all the documents you can use or may need to fill out the FAFSA. But like I mentioned, if you guys have those taxes in front of you, you're pretty much golden. And the reason is because in the application, there's this really awesome theme called Help and Hints, and it will literally tell you what they're asking and goes into detail of each question. Okay? The work study question is literally on the first page. It's going to ask you, are you interested in work study? Always say yes here. Okay, so that you guys get that work study hopefully. You as a student, when you guys are filling this out, when it gets to the parent section, it's going to ask the exact same questions they asked you. Okay, so just make sure you guys are answering the questions for the correct person. As you guys are filling it in, and you guys click next, click save, make sure you guys are clicking save. Sometimes students and parents will accidentally click on the clear all data. It should be the opposite. This I think should be a little bit bigger, but just be very careful. Okay, you don't want to have to start the process all over. Dependency status. Basically, if you guys say no to all of these questions, you are a dependent student. That means that until you guys reach the age of 24, you will have to provide parent information on the FAFSA. Okay? Now, I don't know, every student has different situations with their parents, and sometimes their parents refuse to provide tax information, or you just don't talk to your parents. If that happens, talk to the financial aid office. Okay? they will do what's called a professional judgment. And actually, we'll talk a little bit in the next couple of slides. But they'll determine if you are able to qualify as an independent student. Independent students, parent information isn't really required. So who's considered a parent for the FAFSA? There's really only two types of people who are your parents for the FAFSA. Biological parents and adopted parents. That's it. Okay? Legal guardianships, foster parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. These people are not considered parents for the FAFSA, so you can't use their information. Okay? If that is the situation, still complete your FAFSA, submit it, put zeros for parents because the application won't let you continue leaving stuff blank. Just get it in, okay? And then the next step is to get a hold of whatever college you're going to and explaining, hey, this is why I can't provide my parent information. And then they'll determine what you need to do next or what they need to do next. Okay, but still fill it out, right? If you're in the situation where your parents are separated or divorced, there's two things you guys ask yourselves. The first one is, which parent do I live with most of the year? Okay, if it's 50-50, then the next question is, which parent provides most of my financial support? Okay, that's the parent you choose. If that's still 50-50, then it's up to you guys to determine which parent you want to use for the FAFSA. Okay, do you guys have any questions about parents? All right. So special circumstances. So if anything happens, like for example, that your parent situation, or you're working and you lose your job halfway through the semester and you needed that money to be able to continue to attend school, contact the financial aid office. Okay, you want them to know what's going on. They can adjust to your current financial situation. So something may happen and you may become eligible for funds that you were eligible for before. All right, anything, you let them know. There's a really cool tool. It's called the IRS DataFuel, and this makes the application easier. The application is actually pretty easy itself. It takes about 30 minutes to fill out the FAFSA application, just FYI for first-time FAFSA applicants. If your parents file electronically, 3 weeks after that, the IRS makes those numbers available to the FAFSA. So you guys can link to the IRS page, transfer all the numbers into the FAFSA. Okay, it's really, really cool. College Bowl Sunday. So this usually happens after the Super Bowl. If your parents feel like you need some assistance filling out the FAFSA, you guys can go to locations throughout the state, only on the state, and get free help. Okay? So I think here it's UCCS and Pikes Peak Community College. Those are the two colleges who are doing that. And you can just go there for free. Scholarships. So I have this one here from a scholarship that applies to you guys all. And then he's just going to come through real quick and explain the scholarship to you guys. So write this information down because you guys pretty much all qualify for it.
Thank you, Brenda. My name is Mike Brodiger. I'm part of the board of Esperanza Education Foundation. First thing I want to dispel is, although Esperanza is Spanish for hope, our scholarships are not limited to Hispanic students. They're open to all students. It's $1,000. Minimum grade point requirement is 2.5, and you're required to submit an application, which is online, and there's the website. A transcript, two letters of recommendation, and a personal essay, one page, maximum 3 pages. Okay. So I want to emphasize we don't have personal interviews, and so that essay is really critical. And with spell check, you shouldn't have any grammar errors in the essay. And you have to be a resident of El Paso or Teller County, and the application deadline is April 1st. The money, someone asked me earlier, can I use the money for anything I want? No, it goes directly to the university or school that you're going to. It's applicable to a 2-year college or a 4-year college. In addition, it's open to adults. So if your parents want to go back to college, then they can also apply for it. It is renewable every year, but you have to reapply. Big mistake. if you reapply, don't send us the same letters of recommendation that you had the first time you applied. Get new letters of recommendation, and don't send us the same essay. Do have, exercise some initiative and send us a new one. You are required to put in 10 hours of community service, or you can also serve that with the board if you want to. We don't monitor that. You are required, we are fundraisers, and so we solicit donations from businesses, individuals, and so you are required to send a thank you note to the donor of your scholarship. So learn to send a thank you note. It doesn't have to be anything extensive. It's just thank you for putting up the money for the scholarship. And you are required to send us a progress report after you've been in college for a semester. And again, that's just email. Just, I'm working, I'm doing fine, and so. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How old do you have to be?
You have to be, there's no age requirement, but you have to be a high school senior at least. And as far as adults, there's no limit on age. We've had adults, we had one recipient, he had 7 children. So yeah, it's possible for anyone to get the scholarship. Yes, ma'am.
So what do you want us to write the personal essay on? Just like about
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. On the application, we have specific questions that we want you to address. Okay? It's critical that you respond to those questions. That's what we want. It doesn't have to be anything, extensive. We're not looking for a philosophical essay. It's just we want to know why do you think you deserve this scholarship? Tell us something about yourself. Again, we don't have personal interviews, so we don't know you. So it's important that you tell us something about who you are and why you think you deserve the scholarship. The scholarship is open to what we call underserved students. Underserved means you can't afford to go to college. You could be a first-generation college student. For various reasons, you're not getting any support from home. But it's so broad, almost anyone qualifies for the Esperanza scholarships.
How many do you raise the board?
It depends on how much money we raise. Last year we gave out $12,000. So. Great. Well, apply. Thanks.
Does anybody else have any other questions? No? All right.
Thanks, Brenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with scholarships, since you guys are most of you guys are juniors, junior year, for the juniors in here, have you guys started looking and applying? Applying. Good. Make sure you guys start actually applying to them your junior year, just because your junior is a really good time to start, if you guys haven't already. Apply to as many scholarships as possible, even if you don't meet all of the requirements. Sometimes if you guys find a really cool scholarship and you guys want to apply for it, but you're like, man, I don't meet this one requirement, that's okay, apply for it. Sometimes if you're the only one applying, they'll just give you the scholarship, okay? On our website, I would recommend that you guys stick to like 2 or 3 search engines. If you guys use more than that, you may go a little bit crazy. We are one of those search engines for you guys, so definitely check us out for scholarships. Like I mentioned earlier, right at the beginning, there's a quick link to scholarships, and you can also get to the scholarships from the financial aid tab. But you guys are able to create a scholarship profile. So under Scholarship Finder, you guys create a profile, and we match scholarships to those interests. All right? There's no limit to how many you guys can apply for, and you guys can continue to apply for scholarships even while you are in college. Okay? Scholarships is the best way to go. Okay? So make sure you guys apply for that free money. You guys don't have to pay that money back. All right? If you guys are applying, please make sure you guys cultivate a professional image. So emails. If your email is hotboy from Colorado Springs or whatever, change that
At Gmail.
at gmail.com. Okay, you need to change your email. I'm pretty sure you got some crazy ones. So make sure you guys update your emails. Do something professional. You want the organization that's giving you this money to take you serious. Okay, they want to like, okay, I'm sending my email to this person. Okay. Phones, voicemails. Oh my God, if you guys have a song on there, take that off today. Okay? This is like the worst to like being like someone's giving a scholarship but like listening to a song that's like 30 seconds long but it feels like an hour to us. Don't do that. Also, if you guys got the one where they're like talking, you're pretending you're answering but you're not, that's like the worst one too. So if you guys have either of those two, those are like my top two like I freaking hate. So make sure you guys change it to something professional, okay? Social media. Technically, employers and in general, people aren't supposed to be looking at this to make decisions, but sometimes they do. Okay, so you guys want to make sure it's clean. Okay, I don't even know what kind of. There's so much social media. I just know about like Facebook and YouTube. Instagram. Oh yeah. Twitter. Kick. Whatever you guys are using.
Just stop doing social media.
Just make sure it's clean. Okay. We do have a hotline number, you guys. Please write it down. Anybody's able to use this, your parents, you guys, whoever, any kind of questions you guys have, please call us. If you guys have any questions and you are an asset or DACA student, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, then it does not apply to you. But if you do, the person you guys want to contact in case you guys have any questions is Blanca, and her information is right here. And my information is actually on the board. So if you guys have questions or want to call me and leave me a funky email or voicemail, just make it professional, and I'll answer your question. Okay? And I've gotten all kinds of questions, so you guys please feel free to ask anything you guys want or need clarification on. Alright? Do you guys have any questions at all? Did you guys hear that? It's a cricket. So what was your guys' homework? Yes, the College Opportunity Fund. Make sure you guys all fill that out today. The College Opportunity Fund you guys can actually fill out as early as 13. So all of you guys should do this today. And if you guys have siblings, they can even do it. Okay, as long as they're older than 13. FAFSA, do you guys have to pay for that? No. Do you guys have to fill it out every year? Do you guys have to fill out the COF every year? College Opportunity Fund. No. You only do that once, and you're set. Okay? Scholarships. Do you have to apply for a scholarship? No. Like every time or what? Yes, that's actually a really good answer. You don't have to, but you should. Okay. Every scholarship is on an individual basis, so make sure you guys are looking for them and applying to them. Scholarship is like a part-time job. It takes a really long time to find them and apply to them. And recycle your essays, guys. You guys don't have to write an essay every single time. Write a good one. Except for this guy, you know. You have to use a different one next year for him. But make sure you guys recycle your essays. Okay, usually scholarships ask for the same question, so just write a good one and just tweak it so you're answering that specific one. But recycle your stuff, guys. Alright. So that's it. I do have these handouts here, and I only have a couple left, so if you guys really want one, go ahead and take it. It basically summarizes everything I talked about today. Okay? Do you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns? Alright. Is there anything you want to add? Okay. Alright, guys. Surveys. Make sure only 5s, only good stuff, no bad stuff.
I don't know.
I'm kidding, no. Go ahead and fill that out and put it into our
Here.
Catch. With white finger.
Not here.